What's up, guys? It's your girl Zeta Lisa. Welcome to Mama's Cocktail Hour. Come on in. What's going on, everybody? Hope you having an amazing day because, like I say, it's always another chance to do something that you love. So shout out to everybody who's out here doing something that they love. That's a little bit of my love for today.
Like that.
Guys, so jumping right in. Cheesecake Factory girl causes viral list. So this story, you guys need the backstory first. So let's jump into what caused that viral list. So right now in social media, a girl is basically getting criticized because she went on a date with a guy. The guy proceeded to get out to kind of open the door for her. That was a little fucked up. I saw that he was trying to be a gentleman. So he tries to open the door. She locks the door and she refuses to get out. She then proceeds to go on live. And during this whole time, he's like confused, right? I think he probably thought, is she carjacking me? I think he was, because I don't know. That's the impression that I got. Nonetheless, she proceeds to go on live and say that she was not getting out the car because how dare he bring her to Cheesecake Factory? So, guys, that started a whole war on these internet streets. All right. So people were going back and forth. Some people like myself was saying, what the hell is wrong with the Cheesecake Factory? Like, I'm a big Cheesecake Factory advocate myself. Like, I love me a good Cheesecake Factory. But apparently, she said that, let's just go to the actual clip because I think it's funny as all hell. So she was getting dragged, guys, on these internet streets. Like, a lot of people were saying that she was selfish, that she was self-centered, that she was stuck up. And it looks like she finally responded. The woman who previously was slammed after refusing to go on a first date to the Cheesecake Factory has admitted that she was self-centered in the now viral clip, but still insisted that a man should treat her like royalty.
Wow.
So, Sean, you need to chime in on this.
Wow.
So, you don't like bougie girls.
Never did, never will.
You
no.
never did.
No.
So, I don't know. I feel like in my older age, I've gotten to a level of bougie, but it's still not like bougie because I could still hang and do the most grittiest.
You would have been excited to go to the Cheesecake Factory.
I would have been like, oh, okay,
That's
in
your
here.
Spot.
That is my spot. I don't understand. But guys, apparently there is now a list that women have coordinated on the internet that say where you should not be taking your girlfriend on a first date. Check this list out. All right, guys, did you see that list? All right, so let's talk about some of these items that I definitely can give you some scoop on that you should not be taking your girl to on the first date. Let me help you guys out. All right, so IHOP, definitely a not.
IHOP?
No.
IHOP is trash.
Denny's, never. Like, okay. But there's actually some shit on this that I'm like, guys, let's not get to too bougie.
The gym on the first date?
All right, that's insulting.
That's corny. That's so stupid.
That is, unless you like into that type of shit. You know what I mean?
Or
like
maybe
maybe
you knew it was a fitness model or somebody you was dating.
I don't know. Maybe you guys met at the gym.
That's true. I didn't think of that.
But then why would you take her on to a first date at the gym?
Nah, that's weird. I don't know.
That is weird. So that's a no, never. Also, they have church here.
That's a no.
That's a real sad situation.
That's a no. First date at church?
It's like you guys can't really get to know each other there.
The Lord is watching.
The Lord is definitely watching. Chili's. Movies.
I like Chili's, man. What's wrong with Chili's?
I've actually been on a lot of first dates at the movie theaters.
That's a common one for young for young people. Yeah.
Our first date was the movie theaters.
Yeah, you know, that's a common one.
Yes, and I can tell you why now, because you're not gonna get any chance to talk in a movie theaters. Like, you're gonna talk going to the movie theater, getting popcorn, and then you're sitting the whole time. Forget it. If it's a trash movie, you falling asleep. Like, do you know that I went on a date one time, Sean, with someone, and I fell asleep in the movie theater.
Oh wow, that's horrible.
And then I never spoke to that person ever again.
I'm sure.
It's weird. It's so weird. It's a bad place for a first date.
Any fast food chain, that makes sense. I would imagine nobody would do that. Oh yeah, I'm taking to McDonald's.
Movie night, Netflix, Hulu, etc.
Nah.
Not on the first date.
Nah, hell no. You can't be letting people know you live first day.
Somewhere that requires a long drive. What?
That's weird.
Okay, guys, you have to also know the person that you are with. You know, maybe instead of just assuming, because I do think on the flip side of this, I know as women, like, we can be so indecisive. And a lot of times when you go on a first date with someone, the flip side of that is you really don't know this.
That's true.
Because the man is always expected to pay on the first date, right? It's customary, unless you're like, hey, so we're going Dutch.
That I'm sure that rarely happens.
Okay, right. I'm sure it rarely happens either. The woman's gonna expect to be courted.
Right.
So during this courting process, the man doesn't know what to do. He doesn't. He doesn't know where to take you on his first date. He doesn't know if his pockets are going to be able to permit to take you somewhere other than the Cheesecake Factory. So there's also the flip side to that. Don't worry, fellas. I got y'all. And no, I have to say there is a lot of pressure on the man for the first date. I will attest to that. It is.
Thank you.
And as you can see in this video, ladies, I love me some Mama's Cocktail Hour, but I'm going to have to go with the fellas on this one because I feel like men do have a lot of pressure when it comes to the first date. They're expected to pay regardless. They're expected to take you somewhere. And this list only further explains to me that there's a lot of no's. And some of these no's I would be okay with as a female, but I'm not bougie.
Yeah, there's a lot of women out there that they're bougie and they're gonna expect a lot.
Ain't nothing wrong with a bougie girl, because let me tell you something. If you can have nice things, because I have nice things, you can afford to have nice things, all the power to you, boo. But when you start putting limitations on other people's pockets, when you start having expectations rather for other people's pockets, that's when it becomes a problem to me. Because if I'm just getting to know you, then we should be doing something together to get to know each other in a way where there's less pressure for both parties involved.
That's fair.
That's just my take on it. So we jumping right into the next topic. Shout out to Dame Dash. So Dame Dash is in the media lately because he's saying that he is proud broke. It looks like everybody's trying to get at him in regards to child support. And Dame went on to say that he can't be judged by the money that he was making 8 years ago.
That's a fact.
So it looks like I'm sorry, not even 8 years ago. He said the money that he was making 20 years ago.
20 years ago, man? You trying to hold him to a standard of pay that he was making 20 years ago?
So
that's criminal.
So Dame goes, so you can't judge how much I'm going to pay you out by how much I made 20 years ago. I've had to start a new company from scratch without any money to invest it. I had to do it, and I had to put all myself into it. Hey, yo, hold on.
Hey, yo. Well, yo, free Dame Dash, man. Let him live, man. You know, he ain't got it.
He basically don't got it. And I love that. That's the honest truth. Listen, are we pro people paying their child supports? Yes, we are. But we are pro to being fair. I mean, at least I am.
Yeah, because he's saying, according to this, he's saying, I've had to start a new company from scratch without having any money to start it. You know what I'm saying? He said he had to rub two sticks together. I mean,
and I think he brings up an interesting point.
That's entrepreneurship, though.
Yeah, and such a great topic.
He just described our whole business.
Yo, entrepreneurship is not an easy job. And Sean and I can attest to just having our own store and all the struggles that we had to go through with that. So I do understand what he's saying. And just to be fair, like, I think people criticize Dame Dash a lot because he is.
I think he's one of the most like misunderstood people in hip hop media.
I would agree.
Yeah,
I would agree. I think that he is someone who is blunt, who's to the point, and a lot of people can't take that.
Because regardless of what people say, I think there's more positive stories and positive remarks about him from people than negative.
Yeah, I agree.
So that says something.
I think he is a business mogul. I think that Dame Dash can take anything that he puts his hands on and he can make it great. Like, he just has the grit, the will. And you know, New York people, shout out to New York in the house. New York people will make something out of nothing. Always. So shout out to Dame Dash. And yes, I think we need to mind our business when it comes to his child support. And for the most part, I agree with him. I think that he should not be judged by the money that he was making 20 years ago. I do still think he should be paying his child support, but if there ain't no money to pay, I don't know what we can do in this situation.
We're not saying that there's no money to pay, look, you know, but we're just saying he's not making the money he was making 20 years ago. So don't hold him to the standards of paying what he was paying 20 years ago. I think that's fair.
I love the term "I'm proud broke" because at the end of the day, he's an entrepreneur. He has his own businesses. Like he said on the Breakfast Club, he don't work for nobody. So shout out to Dame Dash. We minding our business on this one. Guys, so we jumping right into the next topic. The next topic is ex-NYPD officer Grace Rosa Baez of the Boogie Down was arrested for negotiating deals of fentanyl and heroin while on duty.
That's crazy.
So it looks like they set her up. It looks like they had a confidential source meet her somewhere in Yonkers where she proceeded to hand some of the fentanyl over to this individual, is where they caught her. They locked her up, and now she's going to be charged with, let's jump back in, conspiracy to distribute heroin.
Well, my New Yorkers know what time she's facing with that one. Conspiracy to distribute.
And she's an NYPD officer. Like, we gotta do better.
It's over for her. She gave up her whole career for some criminal activities.
And it's like, you know, I don't want to judge because you never know why someone puts themselves in that predicament. Like, you gotta be, like, I always try to put myself in somebody else's shoes, right? To really think about, like, yo, what is running through that person's mind? We know money, right? We understand that money is motivation, but you putting your job on the line, you putting your pension on the line, you putting your reputation and your freedom, like, for some money? Like, no, it is not.
Stakes was high for her, probably.
No, there's no doubt about it, but stakes are high for a lot of people. What sets the people apart from the people who do stuff like this and then the people who figure it out? Because regardless of what's going on in your life, you're gonna be able to figure it out. You only going through this dry spell for this season. There's gonna be another season. You're gonna, and anything that you give 110% to every day, you're gonna get something out of that. So, you know, to sit here and judge this woman, I don't know why she's doing the things that she's doing, why she would jeopardize her whole life, her career. That's only something that she would know. But my advice to Ms. Baez is that moving forward, she needs to understand that something that she's in that's temporary is only temporary. And now she went around and made a decision that is now permanent.
That's how they doing in the Boogie Down.
You gotta be careful on these streets. Fentanyl is on there. Fentanyl is real. It's scary for our kids. So please have your conversation about drugs, about be open with your kids about those conversations, because what you don't want to do is have somebody else telling your kids something else. So you might as well give the information how you see fit, you know, depending on their maturity.
Grace Rosa Baez of the Bronx.
Congratulations. You played yourself.
Definitely.
Sorry.